Hi guys, thank you very much for joining me on my day 5 Juice Fast broadcast extravaganza. As I mentioned in my last clip there, I was going to sit down with you and discuss with you the more intense detox symptoms I have noticed and experienced within the last 24 hours. As you can probably see, my face is red raw and has been extremely itchy and inflamed and dry. Down my neck as well, and I'll just show you my hands and my arm. My other arm's a wee bit like this, so that gives you a good example. Now these are all of the areas that were affected when I came into contact with the chemical that I had a reaction to last year at my work, the industrial cleaner. So this is the sort of area of my body that does react and flare up now and again. Anytime I do have a skin problem, these areas seem to be the ones that get inflamed and itchy and cause me a lack of sleep, etc., and a lot of discomfort, and aesthetically it doesn't look very nice. So it happened before bedtime last night, and I think there's a valuable lesson that I learned in this experience that I wanted to share with you today. So my mind automatically went to the idea that it must be the sugars within the carrot juice that was too much for me, and the too much of the sugars has caused my skin to break out. Now, I do have this sort of reaction when I eat too much of refined sugars and refined white flours. So if I eat things like cakes or pizzas or bread, or drink fizzy juice or any non-natural sugars, my skin does like flare out quite a bit. So that's what I was thinking, oh, maybe I shouldn't drink carrot juice anymore then, maybe I should stay away from that. However, rather than just go with my first thought about it, which was quite fear-based, like, oh no, here goes my skin, what I'm going to do, I thought I would start referring to some literature that I had about the different qualities of different vegetables and fruits, and what results that can be yielded from drinking them as juices. So I dug out my trusty book here. So that's Fresh Vegetables and Fruit Juices, What's Missing in Your Body, and that's by N.W. Walker, DSc. So it's quite a thin book, which is always approachable. I'll just read the back of it so you get an idea of what the Dr. Norman W. Walker is about. He is recognised throughout the world as one of the most authoritative students of life, health and nutrition. For almost 70 years, Dr. Walker has researched man's ability to live a longer, healthier life. He is his own example of achieving vibrant health through proper thought, diet and body care. Dr. Walker has found his secret to a long, healthy, productive life and offers you the opportunity to share the possible dream through his internationally famous books on health and nutrition. And that's a wee picture of him there as an old crooner. Okay, so that gives you a wee bit of an example of his background. So yes, I went straight to, I flicked through, it's a fantastic book, reference book. I flicked through here into the section where it discusses what to expect when you experience juicing fresh raw carrot juice. And I have underlined the segments which has completely applied to my experience. And before I read it out, just to quickly inform you as well, I noticed a few months ago when I was looking for information regarding how to understand why you have like skin flare-ups and complaints like eczema, dermatitis, and this flare-up here like urticaria and things. I finally found out that it seems to be derived from the liver and the kidneys, like especially the liver, when it's processing your foods and your fluids. When the liver tries to process the toxins, if there's a lot of toxic residue that your body isn't agreeing with, then rather than the liver being able to successfully expel and eliminate through urination, what happens is the overload spills from the liver and the lymphatic system then takes a hold of the excess toxins within the liver and starts pumping it around the lymphatic system in order to then be eliminated and expelled through the pores. So I've been experiencing a lot of I've been able to tell that sometimes I get a lot of pain around where my liver is, especially when I was eating things like refined white flours and sugars, and when I was having when I have my allergic reactions, I get a lot of cramping and pulling of my my abdomen area, and always quite painful around that area afterwards. So I think there has been a problem with me regarding that sort of area and the effective function. So I already figured out a few months ago that maybe the reason I'm getting bad skin flare-ups is whatever I'm ingesting and putting into my body isn't being properly absorbed and dealt with through my liver, so then it backs up into my lymphatic glands, my lymphatic system, and out through my pores, and certain areas have already been access points, and like these areas that have already been damaged last year, these are the sensitive areas that must be sensitive to the toxins that are being released from my skin. Blah! Anyway, so sorry if that was really long-winded, but maybe it'll help someone. Hopefully that's why I'm doing this. It helps me to talk about it, and hopefully it'll help you discover something new, or get you thinking about something you hadn't thought about before, or who knows. Anyway, so these are things that I've underlined. Okay, so first of all, raw carrot juice. It is the richest source of vitamin A which the body can quickly assimilate, and contains almost an ample supply of vitamins. Contains also an ample supply of vitamins B, C, D, E, G, and K. It promotes the appetite and is an aid to digestion. So that's just an overall thing. Okay, so here we are. Raw carrot juice is a natural solvent for ulcers and cancerous conditions. It is a resistant to infections, doing most effective work in conjunction with the adrenal glands. It helps prevent infections of the eye, throat, as well as the tonsils and sinuses, and the respiratory organs generally. It also protects the nervous system and is unequalled for increasing vigour and vitality. Now this next part is specific to my condition. I just wanted to read that in case it helps any problems you might be having. Okay, so intestinal and liver disease are sometimes due to a lack of certain elements contained in the properly prepared raw carrot juice. When this is the case, then a noticeable cleaning up of the liver may take place when carrot juice is ingested, and the material which was clogged may be found to dissolve. Frequently this is released so abundantly that the intestinal and urinary channels are inadequate to care for this overflow, and in a perfectly natural manner is passed into the lymph for elimination from the body by the means of the pores of the skin. This material has a distinctively orange or yellow pigment, and while it is being so eliminated from the body, will sometimes discolour the skin. Whenever such a discoloration takes place after drinking carrot or other juices, it is an indication that the liver is getting a well-needed cleanse. Okay, so also it says here, instead of becoming distressed over the appearance of the skin, which will in any case eventually disappear, we should be grateful that the disintegration of the liver has been stopped or prevented by the use of these juices. And it just has a quick bit on the back here saying dry skin, dermatitis and other blemishes are due to a deficiency in the body of some of these food elements contained in carrot juice. If properly extracted from fresh, clean, good quality raw carrots, carrot juice is very rich in the vital organic alkaline elements sodium and potassium. It also contains a good supply of calcium, magnesium and iron, while the vital organic elements phosphorus, sulfur, silicon and chlorine balance perfectly with the former in their action and reaction on the human system. So what I obviously get from that piece of information is that rather than be frightened and scared by this well of this flare up of my skin and be concerned and avoid the carrot juice, now that I've looked for information to try and understand what's happening better and why it possibly could be happening, it's armed me with the empowerment to understand and welcome the process. It's obviously starting to really detoxify my system, and all of the toxins that have been stored in my liver and around my system are eventually starting to push themselves out, not only by elimination through urinary elimination, but also through my pores. So I suppose it's just one of those scenarios where sometimes you've got to go through a bit of a rough patch in order to see the ultimate benefit at the end. So yes, I hope that kind of gives you a bit of an insight into sometimes please don't just take things for how they seem on the surface. Sometimes it's very, very useful to inquire personally and see what sort of information can be discovered just by an extra focus and attention. Obviously I've run out of steam. Anyway, so I hope that was useful at all. I've been having really great results apart from my skin. I'm losing quite a bit of weight, which is fantastic. And I had a really, after my itchiness died down last night, I had a really peaceful and deep, solid sleep, which was fantastic. And my digestion feels great. I'm not that hungry, honestly. Like, I thought I would be starving. I think maybe after I did because I've done the Just Fast for 10 days last year, I've kind of known what to expect regarding hunger, and I was expecting to feel very, very hungry all the time, but it just hasn't happened. So I do get wells and I get notions and cravings, but you know, that's just the little child with a tantrum stamping its feet saying, "Mommy, I want this, I want that," but I'm the adult of the child and I have to say, well, you can have it, but not now, and maybe like later on once you do your work, and then might be able to treat you with a wee something later on, but right now you've got to get your head down and muddle on. Okay, so I'm going to spend most of the day just relaxing, and I may not do another YouTube video. I'm just going to try and take it really easy, read some more of my book here, and just take care of myself and do a bit of meditation and relax. My partner is off of work today, so just enjoy some company with him as well. So I hope you're having a fantastic day. I really appreciate you sticking with me and listening to my story regarding my intense detox symptom today, and I will see you soon for another installment. Okay, take care, lots of love, bye.